Hello everyone. You are listening to this audiobook on channel Voice of Purpose by NSS IIT Bombay.
Have you ever experienced that something is a particular way only to discover you have remembered it all wrong? If yes, it sounds like you have experienced the phenomenon known as the Mandela Effect. The Mandela Effect is an unusual phenomenon where many people remember something differently from how it happened or occurred. Conspiracy theorists believe this is a proof of an alternate universe, while many doctors use it to illustrate how imperfect memory can be quite a lot of times. The concept of false memories provides us with a potential explanation for the Mandela Effect. False memories are untrue or hampered recollections of an event. Some false memories contain elements of facts closely resembling the actual event in question. However, others may be entirely false. Confabulation is another potential mechanism underlying false memories and the Mandela Effect. They are false statements or retellings of events that lack relevant evidence and support. Although confabulations are technically false statements, the speaker will regard these statements as facts. Another major mechanism being priming. In psychology, priming describes a phenomenon in which exposure to a stimulus will directly influence a person's response to a subsequent stimulus. For example, if a person reads or hears the word grass, they will recognize another related word such as tree or lawnmower more quickly than an unrelated word. Would you believe me if I told you that the most famous line of the 1980s Star Wars sequel, The Empire Strikes Back, was never uttered? Darth Vader doesn't reveal his paternity to Luke Skywalker by saying, "Luke, I am your father." He actually says, "No, I am your father." The line is but one instance of what blogger Fiona Broom dubbed the Mandela Effect a decade ago, after she learned that a number of people shared her erroneous, that is, an incorrect belief that human rights activist Nelson Mandela had perished in prison in 1980s. Although, in reality, he died as a free man in 2013. The whole event follows as in 2010. Fiona Broom claimed she remembered the news coverage of Nelson Mandela's tragic death in a South African prison during the 1980s. When she mentioned her thoughts, many people tended to agree with her, but only that never happened. Mandela was alive at the time they apparently vividly recalled this. He died in December 2013, 3 years after Broom first told her story while suffering from a respiratory infection in Houghton, Johannesburg. But Broom's justification is even more out there than her initial thoughts. She argues these shared memories that have no present evidence of ever occurring could be due to the existence of parallel universes that intertwine and collide. With apologies to conspiracy theorists, the idea of false shared memory isn't proof of alternate realities. It's simply a way of how our brain works to retrieve information. The false memory is such that it arises through the reconstruction process. It can also be described as when you recall an event, you use memories around it, taking elements or pieces of other events and fitting them where they make sense. Now here are some of the examples that will make you all dive into the world of Mandela Effect and tell you how does your brain functions, the impact of the effect. Monopoly is a game which most people play with great enthusiasm in their childhood. An interesting thing to note here is that for decades, rich Uncle Pennybags or Mr. Monopoly has been the mascot for Monopoly, and some people insist Pennybags completes his top hat and business attire assemble with a monocle. But that is not true. He has never worn a monocle. This happens because our brain can easily take subjects with similar traits and blend them together. Now, we all must have known the story of Snow White and Seven Dwarfs from our childhood days. But the point here is that the famous quote you have probably heard others say and repeated yourself is "Mirror, mirror on the wall." But it turns out that the correct line is "Magic mirror on the wall." Some people also distinctly remember the second part of that quote being "Who is the fairest of them all?" But apparently it's "Who is the fairest one of all?" People also have a misconception that the famous painting Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci is smiling now, but before it used to be emotionless. A lot of people insist that Mona Lisa has changed because they remember that the painting had a straight face, but now there is a smirk to her face. The fact that the correct name of the show is Sex and the City, but people have sworn they have seen legitimate merchandise with the show name spelled Sex in the City. Some 90s kids clearly remember black detailing on the Pokemon character Pikachu's tail. However, in reality, it's just yellow. And a fun fact here that we are busy drinking our favorite after school cookie into an ice cold glass of milk to notice that there isn't actually a second F on the double stuffed Oreo packaging. Even the chocolates are not spared from this effect. Curious, right? Let me tell you how. Kit-cat may sound correct to you, but the chocolate bar has never had a hyphen in between kit and cat. It's just Kit Kat without a hyphen. That is, Kit-cat is not right. It's simply Kit Kat without a hyphen between kit and cat. One theory about the basis for Mandela Effect originates from quantum physics and is related to the idea that rather than one timeline of events, it is possible that alternate realities or universes are taking place and mixing with our timeline. You won't be alone if you think this sounds a little too much to digest, or simply saying that it may sound unrealistic to even believe it. Unfortunately, the idea of alternate realities is unfalsifiable. That is, that people have not been able to prove the claim wrong, and meaning that there is no way to truly disprove that these other universes don't exist. This is the reason why such an unlikely theory continues to gain traction among the Mandela Effect community. You cannot discount the possibility of it and prove that it's not real. For many people, the excitement of a bit of mystery to everyday life also likely comes into the play.
So hope you guys had fun. Please like, share and subscribe to this channel for more interesting audiobooks.